Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, we are going to go through Bleacher Report's NBA's top 25 under the age of 25 players list. I'm hearing it's not very good here, guys. I'm hearing it's actually laughable, and just how the hell does somebody that's job is to focus solely on basketball have a list this bad? I could be wrong. Maybe I'll agree with it. We'll see about that, right, man? But yeah, before we get going on this video, if you guys don't mind dropping a like on it, man, trying to get this video to 1,000 likes, always the goal. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel, man, there's 50% of you guys that watch my videos that are not subscribed. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really trying to grow the channel, would really appreciate it. And as always, guys, check out the second channel, Extra Crispy, for daily NBA content over there. Almost to 100K subscribers on that channel. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, man, let's see what Bleacher Report got. So we got an article by Zach Buckley. And the first, so there's going to be 25, so basically ranking from 125. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, first one we have is Miles Turner at number 25? This article really thinks there's 24 players that's better than Miles Turner under the age of 25, because to me, MT here is one of the most underrated players in the entire NBA. I completely understand that maybe he has not blossomed at times to be the offensive player that maybe people thought he would be at this point in his career, just because, with his athleticism, his mid-range shot, three-point shot, you think he'd be better along with that. But I mean, this man's defense is amazing. He's one of the best shot blocking centers in the entire NBA. Rebounding at times can be a little lackluster, but he's playing with Sabonis out there, who of course plays closer to the basket. So I don't know, man. Miles Turner at 25, that is now my standard. It's okay, well, you better be better than Miles Turner to be on this list now, right? Next up, we got Lonzo. Yeah, you already got it wrong. And I love Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's a great player. I don't think he's as good as Miles Turner is yet. I think Lonzo's another guy that definitely gets slept on just for his lack of offense at times. But let's be honest, man. Literally in one offseason, he went from shooting this. I don't know. I can't even describe what that jump shot was, to actually having a nice, fluent jump shot. I really like his form now. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, but it works for him. And his three-point shots look a lot better. Of course, he's got the defense out there. Playmaking ability is good. He's had some injury issues, really, since he's been in the NBA. And I think he'll come along good. Do I think he'll ever be an all-star? I don't know about that. I just don't know if they'll ever put enough of a sexy stat line. And plus, competing with some of the other great point guards out, really in the NBA as a whole. I don't know, man. 24? I think Miles is a bit better at this point than Lonzo is, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, next up we got Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, he's been really nice in the 3 games he's actually played. No, he's played more than that, obviously, but he's definitely shown signs of brilliance that time. He's definitely shown it. I do think Michael Porter definitely gets there. I guess I don't know what this list is trying to do. Is this as of right now, or is this what they expect these players to be in the future? Because if that's the case, I expect Michael Porter to even be better than the number 23 spot. He'll get there eventually. It's just a little premature at the moment, though. Next up, we got, wow, an all-star, guys. Okay, this man, who was it, Zach Buckley? Bro, he might actually be an actual Bucks fan. This man literally has an all-star, a guy that made the all-star team at number 22. And this isn't even ranking players in the NBA. This ain't count for all the old heads out there. This is literally guys 25 and under. How the hell do you have Sabonis at number 22? How is Sabonis at 22? He's a freaking all-star, man. Seriously. Wow. I don't really get I really don't get this here. Says that's an enormous number. It helps explain how Sabonis has found his way to stardom without the aid of shooting or shot blocking. Okay, so that's basically talking about his touches and stuff like that. But even his three-point shot, yes, he's had an off season. He's not a bad three-point shooter. He's been bad this season, but I think the season before he shot 41%, something crazy like that. I don't know if it was that high, but I know he was actually shooting it really well out there, so he could definitely do it. But yeah, shot blocking, not very good. That's fine. Not all big guys are good at shot blocking. Next up, we got Jonathan Isaac at number 21. I'm okay with this. I think Isaac really does have potential to be a defensive player of the year candidate. I think his offense is going to come along nicely. I don't think he's truly going to show his full potential until he gets to always play the power forward position. As right now, we play small forward when healthy, and then of course you do got Aaron Gordon at the 4th spot. I could see this offseason. I could see them trading away Aaron Gordon and giving Jonathan Isaac that power forward spot, because they also got that, what's his name, man? Chumar? I don't know, it's a damn Pokemon name. Chumar Okiki or something like that. At the small forward position, he was their rookie draft pick. I don't think he's actually signed to the team yet because he had an ACL injury, so he's not going to get his rookie contract until this next season, but that's a guy that's coming in that should be a pretty good offensive player. Yeah, just Jonathan Isaac, he's 6'11", so to have him a 6'11" small forward just kind of feels weird. I think once he plays that 4 spot, makes that full-time switch, kind of like Giannis did with the Milwaukee Bucks, we are really going to see Jonathan Isaac take another step as a player. I really like his potential there, guys. All right, next. Oh, I can't look at this man no more. It's really tough too, but personal life aside, and I'll just look at you waist up. Yeah, I don't used to like you a lot, Jamal. Yeah, I mean, 20 for Jamal Murray. Good offensive player, guys. I don't know if he's like a number 2 on a championship team. I think I like him more as a number 3 option. So, number 20, though, it's like I think he's definitely played some nice ball. I think maybe his max contract was a little premature. I don't know if he quite should have got that much money out there. But, you know, they dish out those max contracts like crazy these days. So, yeah, I think that if he ends up being the 3rd scoring option and then Michael Porter can take that next step and be like that 2nd player to Jokic, that would be like the perfect move in the perfect situation for the Denver Nuggets. But yeah, Jamal, you know, I don't consider him like a top 5 point guard or nothing like that, but I also don't consider him like bottom of the barrel. He's definitely above average. Let's give him that. He's definitely an above average point guard. Below average in other aspects of life. I'm just sorry, I had to. Number 9, we got John Collins. Okay, I mean, like I said, I like John Collins. I don't know if I like him as number 19 on this list. I feel like this season was kind of a little bit of a step back for him a little bit. You know, he had that really good, what is this? I believe it's his 3rd season in the NBA, right, guys? And this, you know, season before he was playing really good, like literally borderline all-star numbers. It says right there, established himself as a 20 and 10 machine. I know I've heard rumors out there of the Atlanta Hawks potentially trading him away. Maybe they didn't like the whole like drug ordeal that he went through and all of that. But as far as I like him as a power forward, I don't like him as a center. I know there's going to be some team out there, you know, that trade for him is going to try running this man at center. It just does not work. He doesn't have the defense for it. I don't think he has the frame to really run it these days, unless it's against like another small ball lineup. But no, he's you know, a stretch big out there, can put the ball on the floor, play on the inside a little bit. I like him in those regards. Of course, grabbing rebounds is always a plus. I just don't know if I like him over some of these other guys listed already. Number 18, we got Kristaps Porzingis. Okay, so Porzingis, you know, he had a really slow start to the season, which makes sense. It says right there, went 20 months without logging NBA minutes. So, I mean, a lot of people were watching him play and just being like, yo, Porzingis just isn't the same. He's not, you know, he can't be a number 2 to Luka. I think that's complete BS. I think Kristaps Porzingis is going to be 100% fine. And I do see him returning to all-star form. Potentially, you know, could still be a superstar, though. He literally has all the tools to do it. And I think him and Luka is going to be deadly for many years to come. I mean, this guy can literally shoot from Curry range, and he's 7'3", guys. Literally a 7'3" Steph Curry at times. Of course, his defense, athleticism can always get there, too. I actually think it's a little low. I think it should be a little higher on this list, actually. You know, maybe close to, like, as of right now, like the 11th and 12th spot. But we'll see what other guys are on this list. Okay, next up we got DeAndre Ayton at 17. DeAndre's fine. You know, what I see with DeAndre Ayton, like, this guy needs to add a 3-ball. He needs to. And the reason I say that is because he's too similar to a traditional center, and traditional centers just don't really win you basketball games anymore. I think the biggest issue with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns is that, you know, we look at some of these other guys like the Luka Doncic's of the world. You know, he's got Kristaps. Brandon Ingram, Zion have each other. It's like Devin Booker, you know, I don't see that team making the playoffs with DeAndre Ayton as their second best player. I just don't think that duo really works in the long term. I mean, they'll win you some games, but I just think the Phoenix Suns need something new alongside Devin Booker, a different type of player. Would have been amazing if they would have drafted Luka. Like, Luka and Devin Booker, that would have been the craziest duo of all time, right, man? Not the craziest of all time, but still. But no, like, DeAndre, what I see with him is just like an above average traditional center. And I don't know really what that gets you these days. So number 17, okay, that's fine. What he says, remember he's had his sophomore season upended by a 25-game suspension. Yeah, that did kind of suck for him, right? Next up, we got D'Lo and number 16. Okay, I do think this is also a little low on the list. I think scoring-wise, he's actually having a career season in that. It's like, yes, obviously the Golden State Warriors didn't really get to see his full potential on that team playing with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. We all kind of knew he was going to be short-term anyway for that anyway. Timberwolves, I mean, we've got a little taste of it, but, you know, I do like Cat and D'Lo. I do like that as a combo going forward. In my opinion, man, I look at D'Lo, I still see a guy that's going to be an all-star point guard for many years to come. I don't think he ever reaches superstar status, but he'll always be like that top-ish 10 range. Top-ish 10, I would like to say. I love what he brings out there, man. He's just somebody that you can rely on to get you a bucket. And 16, once again, seems a little, like, I see which guys are over D'Lo, though, because maybe it's fine. Next up, we got Jaren Jackson Jr. So him and John Morant are obviously the new duo of the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren, I think this is a little premature to have him at 15 over some of these other guys. I think in the future, I definitely see all-star potential. A 6'11" guy that can shoot, play some great defense. Athleticism's nice, can play the 4 or the 5 spot. I love everything about him. And what him and Ja have done with the Memphis Grizzlies in such little time was one of the best storylines of the season. Now, unfortunately, we probably don't get to see play out completely, but we know this team's going to be fighting for the playoffs next year too. And yeah, he's a nice player, guys. Very nice player. Next up, we got Bam Adebayo, another all-star that I'm going to be using as a big just focus point because, when you have these youngish players like this, and he's, what is he, like 23? He might be younger than that, man. Anyway, probably potentially winning most improved player. He's going to be fighting with guys like Brandon Ingram for it. Number 14 seems like a little, he should be maybe close to like top 10 in my opinion. But Bam Adebayo, another center that the Miami Heat have, it's crazy. They went from like having like Hassan Whiteside, who was just like, Hassan was a great center. But once again, it's like it was towards the tail end of when that type of center really did well. And instantly they were able to replace him with just like the perfect prototype center for today's NBA and Bam Adebayo. Once again, a guy that can put the ball on the floor, can really just make so many different plays out there in different ways. Love his defense. Just love everything about this guy. Like, he's a great player, and he's going to be part of the Miami Heat for a very long time. All right, next we got De'Aaron Fox at number 13. So De'Aaron Fox, extremely athletic point guard. Would I take him over a guy like D'Angelo Russell? I don't think I would right now. I think definitely D'Lo needs to be ahead of De'Aaron Fox. Now, does that mean long term? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, I've always thought he's had great potential in the NBA here. I don't want him to be like Devin Booker, where it's like we see how great this player is, but then it never really accumulates to any success on the court, which is the big fear of me when it comes to Sacramento Kings. It just seems like, they have their point guard, De'Aaron Fox. It's like, that's step number 1 is having your point guard of the future. But step number 2 is building around that guy and making sure the chemistry is good and making sure just the roster in general is good. And, there's no big-time chemistry issues. And I see that so much of this roster. It just seems like so many guys, it just seems like a whole bunch of dudes on a team, Like, there's no, like, rhyme or reason to it. There's just so much, I don't know, man, inconsistencies. So I do like De'Aaron Fox. I just think the Kings need to do better when it comes to putting the right guys around him. All right, next up we got Jaylen Brown at number 12. This guy was definitely a come-up story of the year. I mean, he's been pretty good. He's been a good player since his rookie season. It's just that, he got that contract. It was like $115 million. People at the time were really roasting him for it. I will admit, I was one of those guys. I was like, yo, this man does not deserve that type of money yet. And, often I get afraid that these guys are in contract years or going for extensions to get their money, and then they just don't try as hard because they got their payday. I think a prime example of that is actually Hassan Whiteside, who's, ironically enough, having like one of his best seasons in his expiring contract year. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure he's done that before there too. But yeah, Jaylen Brown, we're talking about him here. I love him on that Boston Celtics team. He just seems like a guy, like when I think of like building a championship team, Jaylen Brown fits in every single time. Like, he brings exactly what you need that type of player to bring, right? Like, he's not asking to go out there and be the number 1 option. He doesn't really want to be that. But as far as just like needing that second or third or fourth guy, whatever he may be, game in and game out, he brings it every single night. And you got to give him props for that. The man didn't just get his money and quit. He seeks to get better every single day. So I will admit, I was definitely wrong about him, and I'm very happy he's finding success with the Celtics. All right, next up we got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at number 11. Yes, another come-up player of the year. 6'6", shooting guard. Technically a point guard, but, Chris Paul's got that locked down for right now, too. I will admit, I've not watched a lot of OKC Thunder games this season. I know that Shai is a great player. I don't know what he exceeds at the most. If you guys want to let me know that in the comment section below. Once again, though, man, it's just like, it's hard for me to have guys like D'Lo so low on the list and stuff like that have made like all-star teams, or even Bam and all those type of players. It's like, this is not, see, that's what I'm trying to do with this video. I'm not trying to be like negative or hate or anything like that, because, I have no problem with Shai being on this list. I just don't know if I like some of the other guys being below Shai. It's just, for me, it's just always about consistency and doing it for year in and year out and really proving yourself out there. And I mean, I guess Bam is kind of in the same boat where, Bam's really having his best season with the Miami Heat right here. So it's like, how do you compare those two guys together? I mean, one made the All-Star team, one didn't, but one was in the East, one was in the West. One's a big guy, one's a guard. So yeah, that's definitely all things to consider. All right, next up we got number 10. We got Brandon Ingram. Wow, man. At number 10, I was thinking top 5 for Ingram. This guy has been a man on a mission, guys. Like, seriously, you want to talk about a guy that a lot of people slept on and has just completely turned everybody's heads like 180 degrees, man. Like, we ain't looking back. Brandon Ingram has become one of my most favorite players in the NBA. I love the way he plays. I think he uses his body to his advantage. Something that was always knocked upon about him was his body and his frame. But no, he uses that length out there, and he's such a great player, man. Like, number 10, I gotta see what's 9 players under 25 is listed higher than Brandon Ingram. And we got Booker at 9? Really? At number 9? Bro, Booker is one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. And I know that his team's not always successful. But if we're just looking at players, if we're just looking at players themselves, Devin Booker is a top shooting guard in the NBA. Like, let's not even talk about a top 25 and under player. Top shooting guard out there, man. Number 9. Wow, okay. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, we got Donovan Mitchell at number 8. I think from a player-to-player standpoint, I think I would probably take Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell. And that is definitely going to be one of those discussions for many years to come that you're going to have like half of the people say, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Crispy. And then the other half are going to say, you don't know anything about basketball, because that's just how, the NBA community is when you have a disagreement. I think I'm taking, but 8 and 9, I'm not too mad about that. If anything, I'm mad that Donovan Mitchell is at number 8. Like, what other 7 players we got that are better? Okay, number 7, we got Ja Morant. Ja has been great this season, guys. Ja has been great. It is his rookie year. He's doing some great things with the Memphis Grizzlies. And this is not a knock on him, but I'm not taking Ja right now over Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell. I'm just not, like ranking-wise. Now, you want to talk about building a team for many, many years in the future? Okay, we'll have that discussion. But we're talking about right now in the NBA. I mean, Ja's been so great. Like I said, man, that's why I hate ranking videos like this. Because when you say a guy is too high on the list like this or too low, it feels like you're coming off as a hater. I definitely, like Brandon Ingram is below Ja Morant, man. Like, seriously. I just, that's giving too much too soon to the rookie point guard. It's giving too much too soon. And I just can't, rub me the wrong way. All right, next up we got Trae Young at number 6. I mean, Trae's obviously been better, I would say, this season than Ja Morant. I mean, Ja's probably been more of a consistent player, I would say, in efficiency-wise. But, yeah, Trae Young, another guy that's just doing great things on a bad team. But at least he's, been around for his season or two. The reason I guess I'm kind of okay with this is because he was voted in as the starter for the All-Star team. So he's got that going for him. I mean, that shouldn't really be the only measure out there, but I don't get as offended by this one because he was a starter on the All-Star team. So we're talking about things right now, then sure, why not? Number 5, we got Ben Simmons. Okay, I'm okay with that. I think Ben Simmons is actually an improved player this season. You look at his stat line and maybe you don't think so, but you look at what he does defensively. He's, just the way he plays the game of basketball now. He just seems more confident these days, I guess is probably the best way to say it. And that little stretch, what was around like January that Joel Embiid was out, we saw Ben Simmons, a different type of monster. I know Philly really likes the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid combo. I know that's like the boys out there, the process and all that good stuff. I do hope someday, though, we get to see Ben Simmons as the strict number 1 guy and just a team completely built around him. Because I think he's going to go up to, like, I don't know, just a whole nother level as a player. But I could be wrong. Maybe he's reached his ceiling. Number 4, we got Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the best centers in the NBA. Once again, team not extremely successful. I don't know what it is about T-Wolves and big guys and, playing like all-stars and superstars and not really finding success. I think a lot of it comes down to maybe how the team is built around them. But, I think D'Lo and Cat, after having an offseason together, is going to make some noise though for the T-Wolves. But no, man, I've always liked Cat. I feel like he's not the greatest defensive center, but his offense kind of makes up for that, and his defense can be like good enough at times. It's just another case of, can you win championships with your best player being a center? I just don't know if we're at that point anymore in the NBA. Number 3, we got Jayson Tatum. Okay, yeah, Tatum Tots out here, bro, on the Boston Celtics. A great story. I mean, I think the day the Boston Celtics got Jayson Tatum, they just saw what this kid could potentially be, and we are finally seeing that potential happen out before our very eyes on the basketball court. I don't really have any issues with this one right here. Maybe a little high at number 3 compared to some of the other guys, but at the same time, I recognize how great he's been this season, so I'm not, upset about it. I'm definitely not upset about it. Then number 2, we got Zion at number 2? How is Zion at number 2, man? He's played 19 games. He's played 19 games. It says, incredibly, that's not enough time for him to claim the second spot, but he already earned serious contention for number 1. How? That's not enough time. That is, and once again, nothing against Zion, but you are disrespecting guys like Devin Booker, Brandon Ingram, Karl Anthony Towns, Donovan Mitchell, guys that have been around, for a minute or two, that have been consistently great. Yes, in the long, grand scheme of things, I do see Zion, being that number 2 like that. Like I have no issue with that. But right now, in the number 1, we already know this one, guys. Luka Doncic, contention for MVP, averaging nearly a triple-double. I don't really have an issue with Luka right here. I mean, we've all know how great he was this season. So, and that's why I think this is based off. It's this season, right? So how is Zion in 19 games going to be number 2? I don't really know, man. Like I said, I tried not to be so negative this video because I like to talk about the players, but this listing was kind of whack. Like, yeah, this was as bad as people were saying. So you guys give me your thoughts and opinions about this in the comment section below. This is, yeah, not great. Definitely not great.